cloning boxer who uses his magician skills to fool Mac into attacking fake Great Tigers while the real ones clobber him. However, fighting back with his immense willpower, Mac eventually gets a hold upon his mind and KOs the metaphoric boxer, ending the tyranny of unhealthy mentalities that has plagued his mindset, and just in time to become the #1 contender for a major title. Little Mac has finally reached a standard mindset. He's normal now. But even those with normal minds may face some potential problems. Mental problems that sneak up and prey upon the normal minds of successful individuals. My friends, let me introduce you to the Foolish Five. First comes a fighter and fear that all fellows will eventually face. Mr. Gerontophobia, or as Mr. Nintendo likes to call him, Don Flamenco. Donnie is a gerontophobe. To the fullest extreme, the fear stems from his unfortunate case of premature baldness, which he covers up with a toupee. Because of this, he fears becoming older and staler and having those younger than him triumph over him. Donnie wants to remain an object of lust to women like Carmen. This is an incredibly common feeling for media stars, which Mac has now become. But Mac still has plenty of years left in him. He's only 17. It isn't healthy for him to think about this. He realizes this and defeats Don and moves on. But Mac slowly becomes bitter. After victory upon victory and claiming a major circuit title, his brain gets more full of itself and has him believe that he can do whatever he wants, including cheat. That's right. The reason Aaron Ryan has planted himself into Punch-Out Wii is to illustrate Little Mac's conduct disorder. Dramatic reverb. Now, Mac probably isn't cheating as blatantly as Aaron Ryan is, mind you. He probably just forged some paperwork, failed a health test, and forged it to seem like he passed. But he seems really fit. Which health test could he have failed? We'll get to that in a second. Now, since we're mentioning the fighters brought in from Super Punch-Out, Bear Hugger was clearly brought in for great marketing value, and to establish Little Mac's misanthropy. But out of the rest, why Aaron Ryan? The answer is clear. The reason Little Mac has conduct disorder in the first place has to do with Aaron's home country. Ireland! Home of the wee leprechauns! Pale white warriors who'll kick your face off! And doesn't afraid of anything! And most of all, alcohol! Part of this complete breakfast! And do you know what other country and fighter has a big alcohol kick? Russia and Soda Popinski, also known as Vodka Drunkinski. Aaron Ryan's placement was because of the parallels he has with Soda Popinski. Little Mac really had to defeat these two together. Soda Popinski's obvious drinking problem leads to the failed health tests and the conduct disorder of Aaron Ryan, making Mac a mess as he fights off two of the Foolish Five at once: underage drinking and cheating while at the top. Thankfully, a couple of rehabilitation sessions and KOs later, Mac is back on his feet and ready to go back into the ring. But the media is not going to just let him walk away from that little bit of controversy he was eventually caught in. The media begins to hound on Mac and prey upon a huge disorder he's got: social anxiety disorder. Think about Little Mac. He does nothing but hang out with Doc Lewis. He's never really been around too many people at once. And in Macho Man's... Oh yeah! I mean, in Super Macho Man's title montage, Little Mac can't really handle all the attention he's given, and now must brawl against becoming another fighter, Bald Bull. Bald Bull also has social anxiety, as seen in his montage, but in response, he shows off the mental disorder he represents: intermittent explosive disorder, which basically is... Little Mac must defeat Bald Bull by keeping control of his temper, not letting his anger get the best of him. If Little Mac can't defeat Bald Bull, then he may possibly become him. If Little Mac can't defeat Bald Bull, then he may possibly become him. At this point of Little Mac's career, he's done a lot, beaten a lot of boxers on the inside of his head, and beaten a lot of boxers on the outside, in the real world, against real boxers.
Little Mac couldn't make his feelings any clearer. He thinks he outclassed his opponent, and after that display, I might be inclined to agree.
While he's experienced being full of himself before, he now finds it's even harder not to be. People look up to him, lust over him. He's gotten lots of promotional offers, lots of dough. He's so close to the top, only 2 more to go. But if he sets aside his training, it will all be for naught. He has no time to be full of himself, so he punches that narcissism that Super Macho Man represents right out of his head. And now, Little Mac has done it. He's battled through depression, fought to keep his body healthy, saved his mind from bouts of insanity and has triumphed over the Foolish Five. But there's one more foe to beat.
In this corner, it's Sandbag! Oh! I meant Sandman.
Mr. Sandman, being the final boss, is the real kicker to this viewpoint of the game. Look at him. He clearly is the living, breathing, walking, talking version of an inferiority complex. Indeed, Mr. Sandman is nothing but a human inferiority complex. For Mac, it's even in his name, Mr. Sandman.